Hey y'all. All right, as you can see we're back in the garage, back to working on the $50 318, which now I guess we can call it the free 18 because it's, well, I sold the intake manifold off of it and now it's down to being $0 invested in that, which is actually pretty nice. So here's the short and long of it. Previous video, I put these on the back. They were up front, or some like it were up front. Let's just say that, because there was nothing mounting this back here. This was just all sitting on a 2x4, and that wasn't going to work. I didn't like that. So I made these, which I'd been contemplating using these for a long time, and they have the holes in them. As you can see, one's attached to that ear. Okay, and then I welded these brackets on down here and clamps, and that's pretty good. It's not, it's better. It's better. But I want to do, I don't know why I didn't think of this the other night when I was out here working, but I want to go and I want to cut this tube and this plate in two, and then I want to separate, push these apart, okay, both sides apart. Once I get them apart, I will weld some pieces in because I want to get these tubes apart further to make this just a more stable, make it more stable, and make this to where that these uprights are tilted in towards the engine rather than being tilted out, which is what they are right now. So if I can get them to where they're at least tilted in just a little bit, that would be great. Okay, first of all, but we got to take a little stop here. Got to stop for just a minute, and we got to say thank you to all of the subscribers, all of the viewers, the people who have liked and shared this video with thumbs ups and everything like that. I thank you so much. We're now up over 1,900 and I think 1,900, over 1,930 subscribers, which is really amazing. Truly amazing. So anyway, okay. And I truly do appreciate that. I really do. But let's get back to this. So I want to get on this here and get a little bit more done on this because I want to mount a radiator up front and make this just a little more stable. I don't think I'll be able to get to the radiator mount this evening, but I'm definitely getting on that right there and getting that more worked out. It's sitting a little higher now than what it used to. Used to it was sitting a little bit lower, which wasn't good. So anyway, I hope I can get this a little bit further along. So why don't you follow along and see what I'm up to, okay? And maybe you will learn a little bit here about how I do this kind of stuff, okay? All right. Be right back. I'm going to get some safety gear, safety glasses, and my Sawzall, I think. And I'm going to start cutting. Be right back in just a minute. Okay, y'all. All right. Got my replacement piece, this piece of angle steel right here. I'm going to weld it on here, and then I'm going to, the heat from welding right here will help me to bend it more into shape for this area right there. And I will be using another clamp on this. So I've got the metal cleaned up here. I'm welding two. I got this metal cleaned up. So, and I've got another piece to go for that flat bar right there. As you can see, I've got it spread apart quite a bit right there. But as you can also see, my uprights are now angled in towards, angled at the top like I want. Now, before anybody says anything that I'm going to ruin the any kind of handling type characteristics that this cart will have, keep in mind, we're not talking this thing's going to be rolling very, very far. I mean, my garage is tiny, okay? I mean, I can barely fit 2 vehicles in here. So, as long as it rolls around here relatively well, I'm good. That's good for me. I don't need it to go very, very far. Okay, so just in here is plenty far enough. Uh, you know, and if I have to change wheels, okay, I'll change the wheels. I don't care. I'm just trying to get myself a good working engine test stand so that I can do just that, test engines. And this is, the simplest and most economical way I know to do it. This is stuff I've got laying around, old grocery carts, buggies, and there we go. Cut it down, cut the stuff off you don't need, and start welding stuff on you do. So, also, what does this have to do with the $50 318? Okay, here's what it has to do with this engine. My plans are this. I've got a 4-barrel intake I want to put back on this. I've got 2, 3, 4 of them over there. I've even got one right there. They're spread bore thermoquad intakes. So one of those intakes on here take the thermoquad. I've got at least one up there, and see if I can, yeah, see that? Yeah, see there's one right there. I've got 2, maybe 3 of them, to be totally honest. But anyway, so if I can do that, put it on here, test the carburetor, make sure it's going to work really well, no issues, no hiccups, no nothing, then I will take this engine off of here, that thermoquad. If it does good, then it will be going on the 360. Okay, and the 360 will be going from here to here for cam break-in. I will have a radiator up here, and once that is done, the cam break-in is done, then it's maybe time to go in there. So still have to get a clutch set for that. I've got a flywheel. Had a flywheel. It's been sitting here for quite a while in that Duralast box. So next will be I got to start welding this. Okay. So, and then the $50 318, when it goes on the stand here, it will be getting opened up in the bottom. Take a look at everything, bearings, condition of the crank, rods, pistons, all of that, and I will just simply be freshening that engine up. New gaskets, maybe new bearings, definitely a new timing set, maybe a different cam, most likely a different cam. But at any rate, got to get to work on this right now. So here we go. I'm gonna start welding on that. Be right back in a minute. Show you a little bit more. Okay, y'all, I'm back, and I've got the engine up in the air from the hoist here, cherry picker, whatever you want to call it. Let me turn off the welder here, and I'll turn off the fan too, so I'm not talking over that. Lots of times when I'm welding, I'll use a fan to help give me some airflow because there's a lot of dust and smoke, a lot of smoke coming off of the welding. But as you can see, I just welded in this angle steel right here, a flat piece of bar stock. It's another one of these grocery carts. So I just cut it up, welded it in. There you go. Done deal. Not pretty, not necessarily meant to be. That's the way it is. And that's that. All right, I'll lower this down and get it on the ground. Let you watch. So let's see, where's a good place to watch from? Maybe right here from the hood of my truck, maybe. Okay. So here we go. Now, let me stress something. Please do be careful when you're using a cherry picker engine hoist thing. Uh, don't be in a hurry. Whatever you do, just don't. It's the best thing to do. Take your time. If you don't want to open this thing up, this valve up all the way, you notice I use two hands initially. I used two hands initially to open that valve, and then now I've got a piece engine and it's all of it down. Okay, so probably should have scooted this whole rig out a little further away from everything, but oh well, it is what it is. When you're letting stuff down, yeah, check everything every so often. Make sure nothing's going to hang up, get hung up on anything. And another thing, when you are moving stuff around with anything on the engine hoist, the engine hoist has got something, you got something suspended from it, make sure to have it as low as you possibly can before you move it around. Just money ahead. You know. Like I said before, don't get in a big hurry. Big time. Good. Really nice. Easing it right down. I think everything will be pretty good. I've got to move one little thing out of the way. Okay. Got that moved out of the way. Now we'll get back over here. Get started. Ease it down a little bit more. Now, why you want to have if you're moving stuff around with the engine hoist, the reason why you want it as low as possible, less chance of the hoist tipping over. The higher you've got something on the hoist, the greater chance of the hoist tipping over and falling over and damaging whatever you've got suspended from it. Talk about really ruining your day. That would ruin your day. And possibly hurt you or somebody else. Possibly not only damage, the engine you got suspended from it, but the vehicle that you're going to put it in or take it out of. So yeah, do yourself a huge favor. Just be really careful when you're using one of these. Pay attention. Okay. All right, so we got it down on the ground. It looks like everything's doing pretty well. I don't see the wheels buckling underneath it or anything like that. So we'll just go ahead and I will move. Let very low and up close look at everything. So can I do it this way? Yeah, there we go. Alright, I didn't really notice any real differences in the thing. The caster's moving around. They seem normal to me, so. Honestly, I came up with this idea right after I ended the last video, and I thought to myself, why didn't you just go ahead and do it then? Well, I was getting late, so there you go. Alright, so vice grips are removed. So, okay. So there's the engine stand. Alright, now next will be, I'll be constructing a brackets out here to hold a radiator. Probably that one sitting there in front of the Barracuda. And I'll be doing that later. Probably do that tomorrow. I'll be making a video about that too. But I'm really happy with the way that's turning out. I might even go so far as to make myself a tray somewhere on it to maybe put a battery. So I can hang a battery on there and just, you know, have a battery sitting there ready and waiting to start the engine. Okay, so as usual, thank you very much for watching. I really seriously do appreciate it when you all do tune in and watch. I really do appreciate that. It's really kind of humbling that I've got over 1,900 subscribers. It's like, wow. But I really, seriously, I really do appreciate that. I will always try to take good care of that and never take advantage of that. So, if you haven't already got the message, I'm posting twice a week now, Friday and Sunday. Unless something changes, I'll continue that trend. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or anything else, you know what to do. Post a question down below in the comment section. I'll do my very best to answer your question as soon as I possibly can. And nothing else, you know. I'll see you later. God bless. Have a great one.